I watch a show called Jimmy Dore Show, as you can see on the screen here, and he posted something interesting today that I wanted to share with you. It's about Joe Biden, or better known as Sleepy Joe, that he actually declared the pandemic over publicly. But even though, having said that, his handlers are walking it back. Trying, well, that wasn't really what he meant. He just meant that, just the case type of things. But the real pandemic still, in effect. Really? Well, you watch this and you tell me what you think.
Pandemic is over. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. And so I think it's changing. And I think this is a perfect example.
Well, hold on a second. Let me go back from the beginning. I just screwed up. Right?
I don't know if you know, pandemic is over. And how do I know it? Because Joe Biden, the president of these United States, said so on TV. Here we go.
Mr. President, first Detroit Auto Show in 3 years.
Yeah.
Is the pandemic over?
The pandemic is over. We still have
You heard it from the horse's mouth. The pandemic is over. Continue.
a problem with COVID. We're still doing a lot of work on it. But the pandemic is over. If you notice, no one's wearing masks. Everybody seems to be in pretty good shape. And so I think it's changing. And I think this is a perfect example of it.
Amazing. And these guys know it all along, or knew it all along, and they never once tried to tell the truth to the people where it matters. Because this, to me, is the money, power, corruption must rule everything. The simple 1%ers, the guys who think they're above us and above the law, are trying to make money. They're trying to establish a business, a never-ending business, in my humble opinion, of unhealthy individuals, from children to adults and everything and anything in between. That's what they're doing. Was there really a pandemic? Or what some people call it a plandemic? Did it actually exist? And let me ask you, how many people do you know that actually died from this virus? Actually died from the virus, not with the virus or related to it, from it. Well, I can't find anything on the social media networks that would justify even one death over the whole world. But still, they call it a pandemic. Now, Joe Biden says it isn't. Let's hear a little more on this.
So, by the way, immediately, Biden's declaration tonight that the pandemic is over was not part of his initial planned remarks and caught several of his own health officials by surprise, per two sources, and they've already started walking it back.
I just said that. Perfect. Eh? They're walking it back now. They're trying to cover up what this fool of Sleepy Joe actually, and he is a fool. In my opinion, he's a total damn nincompoop. He's nothing but a moron. He's a guy, a little puppet that's been driven around the town, and even his butt is being wiped, as far as I'm concerned.
When he said the pandemic is over, he didn't mean medically. He just meant it's not cool anymore. It's like, that pandemic, it's so over. I think that's how he was saying it. So he's causing a lot of stir by saying that the pandemic is over. So what we wanted to go is from a pandemic to an endemic. And no one really knows when that happens. So if you're looking for a scientist to tell you, nobody can tell you when that happens. You know what it happens? When people decide it happened.
It's over when we say it's over. Doesn't matter what rules and policy that they want to mandate to us. Let them mandate all they want. Let them mandate schmandate. All you got to do is say no, and it is over.
When people decide to start living again their lives with it, instead of being in fear of a virus that has a mortality rate, a death. Most people are over the age of life expectancy that die from this, and they have 4 comorbidities. So if you want to still run around being afraid of this virus for the rest of your life, you're welcome to. But even Demented Joe is telling you the pandemic is over.
Demented Joe. I've been saying this for 2.5 years. People are so afraid of dying that they forgot how to live. Amazing.